Making beer, making beer, making beer, making beer, making beer, making beer, making beer.
Hey there, it's been 1 week now, so I'm ready to check my beer and see what it looks like. I was looking at the directions here for Mr. Beer. Your beer is ready to bottle when the liquid in the keg is relatively clear and no longer cloudy. Not sure? Draw a small amount of beer from the tap. If it tastes like flat beer, it's ready to bottle. If it tastes sweet, give it another day or two. So, let's try that. Alright. Definitely cloudy. Smells pretty good. That means the yeast was working and we didn't get infected with other kinds of nasty bacteria. Not bad. It's a little, I don't know, needs more flavor. It doesn't taste all that sweet though. Oh. I have another tool here. It's called a hydrometer, and it will measure the amount of sugar in a sample. So I'm going to draw off a little more beer in here, and then I'm going to drop this in, not drop it, place it in. It's not even floating. Get a little more beer in there. There. Wow. According to this, there's almost no sugar left in this. So we should definitely bottle it today. Okay, step 3, bottling and carbonating. Blah 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 blah. Fill a 1 gallon container with warm water and the remaining 1 step, using that container to fill each bottle halfway. Screw on caps and shake bottles vigorously. Let soak for 10 minutes. Then empty. Okay, after much searching around, I can't find any gallon container that will suit. So what I did find was this. An old thing of almonds, empty. I cleaned it out and it exactly fits a ½ gallon. So I'm going to do this in 2 batches. Somewhere in there my battery died on my video recorder. So anyway, I've got my bottles soaking. They've been soaking actually for the, as I said in the part that didn't get recorded, they said to soak for 10 minutes with the cleaning solution in them, caps on. I didn't screw the caps really tight so they leak a little bit. And they've actually been soaking now for 20 or 30 minutes because I had to recharge the battery. So anyway, the next step is we're going to empty each of these bottles out, and we have to put some regular old granulated sugar into them. The amount for this size of a bottle is 2½ teaspoons. And I've just looked for about 15 minutes all over my kitchen and I can't find my measuring spoons, but I'm a professional cook and I can estimate. So who knows what's going to happen now. Okay, anyway, let's get that done. Okay, I've actually gone and soaked my spoon. I took one of the bottles and I dumped the cleaning solution back into the container and I soaked my spoon in it for a little while. And remember the funnel, it had cleaning solution poured through it, so this is nice and clean too. So let's get going. First bottle. Sugar. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Now we're going to bottle them up. We're going to fill each bottle from the keg to about there. It says about 2½ inches from the top. I measured it. That's about where it should be. And we're going to hold it at a slight angle so that we don't create too many bubbles in there. And we're not going to move the keg if at all possible, because there's a lot of sediment on the bottom that's dripping. I'm going to smell like a frat party when this is done. It's getting all over my hand. That's 3. Oh man, See, I'm trying to put pressure on the tap to keep the seal so that it stops leaking all over me. But that means that I occasionally jar the keg, which may be stirring out some of the sediment. Come on, come on. Okay. I got 7 good bottles. And now what I'm going to do for each one, I'll just show you on this one. Put the cap back on. Put it on tight this time. And then I'm just going to sort of gently go back and forth like this to get the sugar to dissolve. And that's what's going to create the carbonation. The yeast, there's still yeast active in the beer. It's going to feed on that sugar. But all the carbon dioxide that it gives off is going to stay saturated in the beer so that when we open it, it's going to go like that. Yoo-hoo! I'm going to do that with the rest of the bottles, and then it says to put them in a either a cold or a warm place for a minimum of 7 days. 14 days is better. So I'll see you in a week. Good evening. The last week has just flown by, and so in preparation I put this in the refrigerator earlier today, and it's time to see what we got. So what we're hoping for is a nice carbonation in the bottle. So we're going to hope for a little bit of fizz. I don't know if you could hear that, but there was some fizz. Not seeing much in the way of bubbles. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah. That looks nice. You definitely have carbonation, a nice clear beer. But let's see what it tastes like. Smells good. It's really quite good. I think this is a very successful beer with Mr. Beer. Thank you, good night.